I was writing a column today. I was contrasting the economic and social conditions of Alberta versus the rest of the country, and as you know, anticipated, it's pretty bloody bleak. Uh, but it brought to mind something else. You know, that kind of things come together in my head, um, I'd heard a news report saying that 7 people a year die in Canada while trying to rescue somebody who's drowning. And I'm going to pull all this together because it pulls into a really good analogy and way of thinking is when trying to justify why Alberta has to become independent. This series has been about how we can make ourselves better independent advocates, or even to a degree, reaching out to people who maybe haven't quite made that leap as to why they have to become independent or why Alberta has to become independent yet. Well, here's part of the case, because here's one of the hangups and one of the things that's going on. You know, we don't, for the most part anyways, hate Canada. We don't hate Canadians. And we shouldn't take that kind of approach. I've said that in past videos. We want to work towards something. We want to work towards an independent Alberta because it will be better for us, not because it would make things worse for Canada. Though Alberta's independence in the short term would, yeah, definitely harm Canada. And that's what holds some people up, perhaps. You know, they think, well, I really want to become independent, but I've got my friends over there in Ontario or Newfoundland or British Columbia, and you know, we've got to be there for them. Or I was from there and I feel for the people there. Or there's other people I get contacting me saying, hey, what about me? You know, I'm stuck out in Ontario. I can't move out here to Alberta. Well, one way to put it is Canada's drowning. And if we try to keep saving Canada, they're going to grab us and pull them down with them. We will drown with them. Oilfield guys will understand this well enough if you had to take H2S aware or alive. What's one of the first rules? The first rule, if somebody drops, you think it's from the gas, you don't run in to try and save them. You save yourself first. It's not being selfish. It's being smart. Because if you run out there, now you're just going to have 2 corpses laying out there. You have to get yourself safe, get a Scott pack, come back in, and hopefully you can still rescue the other person. Or think of it like on airlines as well. They tell you, even if it's counterintuitive, if those little oxygen masks drop down, you get yours on first, then get the person next to you, whether it's a child or a senior. Because if you pass out, you can't help them. We have to save ourselves in Alberta. Canada itself is beyond repair. We can help Canada more if we save ourselves first, and then we're independent, and then reach out or lead by example or offer foreign aid or whatever it might be. But Canada's got a bad crab in the bucket attitude. I mean, we're going to keep along the lines of analogies. You know, that's where all the crabs are in the bucket. And one crab has actually managed to climb over the top. It's getting close. The other crabs reach up and pull it back down into the bucket because they'd just rather they all boil together and let one escape. So think of it that way, because Canada's coming into a panic. Carney is not the diplomat that the elbows up people thought he would be. The trade deal, there is no trade deal. It's as woke as ever. They're recognizing the terrorists of Palestine. On top of it all, they've blown the deficit up to $92 billion. Even Trudeau didn't come close to that kind of spending. Canada's going broke. Canada's up the creek. The manufacturing sector in Ontario, Doug Ford trying to push for more subsidies for battery plants that nobody wants, that never got built, cricket factories that closed down. By staying, if anything, we're dragging out the economic reality check that Canada desperately needs to have. By allowing equalization to kind of slow the economic death of Canada, it won't stop it. They're not doing the policy changes and economic changes they must do. The whole country should be the richest nation on earth, and we aren't. One of the other stark things we saw recently, Alberta's got 60,000 new units being built this year, homes, because we have a pro-business attitude and we're trying to get things done. Ontario, with 3 times our population, is getting 60,000 homes built. Alberta's got its challenges, but the rest of the country is much more screwed than us. And if we can, not if, when we become independent, again, that's when that hard lesson can really be driven home. They can't keep sucking the money out of us to shore up their bad policies. They can emulate us. They can realize, wow, those Albertans did know what the hell they're doing. And we've got an $8 billion surplus this year, even though oil hasn't been all that high, guys. It's because we have a smart, business friendly climate here. Despite the trade war, everything else, Alberta's doing well. Our unemployment levels are lower than Ontario's. We're knocking down our deficit, but those crabs in that bucket are going to pull us down. That drowning Canada is going to grab us, even if it's unintentional, like a drowning person. They're in a panic, they're flailing. And if we try to jump in to save them, they're going to pull us down with them. They already are. So I just wanted to share that while I thought of it. It's something to share with other people when they talk about why do we need to go, or if they're worried about the state of Canada if Alberta goes. Guys, the state of Canada will be worse if we don't. We can get ourselves safe first, then we can help Canada. If we don't do that, we're going to be pulled down with them. We'll be like the guy running after the person who got hit with sour gas, or the person trying to save a drowning person without saving themselves first. It's really getting that dire. If you look at the economic numbers, they are not good across this country. The only place they're good, the only place, is Alberta. So that's another tool to put in your pocket, guys, as an independence advocate. Another thing to think of, we're not becoming independent because we hate Canada. We don't want to go down the path that the rest of Canada is going down. But hopefully, actually, our becoming independent might help them turn around from that collision course with Greece-style bankruptcy that they are on. So just one more tip on the independence thing. Again, get ready for Alberta Day coming up. Let's start celebrating things, celebrating our culture. That's on September 1st. Alberta was created in 1905 at that time. And make one more plug. The Sovereigntist Handbook. I didn't put that analogy in this book. Maybe I'll do an updated version eventually. But, full of instructions on how to become a better independent advocate. So, just wanted to share that one more with you. And, hey, send me feedback, more ideas, more comments. We're going to get there. Oh, one more update, just a laugh of it. Thomas Lukazik and his sad little elbows up people in their petition and everything. They blew it so badly when his little minions there from his Facebook group, or their Facebook group, went out and got Alberta flags pulled down and embarrassed themselves. They actually shut down that Facebook group for 3 days to try and get it back under control because they got such a backlash. And now it sounds like they're starting a whole new Facebook group. So if you think those clowns are going to manage to get 300,000 signatures in what's now less than 3 months, very, very unlikely, but an interesting exercise to watch anyways from the people trying to sabotage independence. So just one happy note. Bobbio is failing again.